If you have a band or a scarf or a dumbbell, I'm gonna ask for you to step onto the band or the scarf. So I'm stepping into a wide parallel position. I'm as wide as my shoulders and all 10 toes are shining straight forward. I have the band in my red hand, right hand. My red band, right hand. Don't worry about the resistance yet. We're just gonna start with a few squats to get our body's blood flowing. Here we go. Exhale, crease at the hips, all 10 toes are shining straight forward. Check in with that in your body. And then we're gonna inhale as we rise all the way up. One more just like that. Exhale, thinking about that length, rather than just kind of like flopping down into that squat position, we wanna think about the crown of the head reaching up and out at a diagonal as we're working. Okay, that band is gonna stay in the right hand. Choke up so you have enough resistance. And what we're gonna do is a raise out into a wide V with both hands. The idea here is we want the arms to move as one. You can think of the two arms like a pashmina or a scarf wrapped around your back, initiating between the shoulder blades, and then both arms go up and down at the same point. See if you can find some resistance in the arm that does not hold the band. And we're inhaling to rise still. All four corners of the feet are melting into the floor. Notice that as the right arm reaches up with resistance, you'll feel the left waistline really kicking on to stabilize the pelvis. That's called a diagonal sling. Inhale to rise, exhale as we hold it down. Let's hold here. We're holding low in the squat. Plug both arms into the middle back as they're reaching long. And all we're gonna do is lower the arms 2 inches and slide the shoulder blades down to raise them 2 inches. Lower the arms down, navel is still up and in, low back is long, and glide the shoulder blades down in order to move the arms. 2 more like that. Exhaling as we lower, inhale to broaden the middle back. Find that resistance, find that effort in the hand without the band. Hold here for 5, get a little bit longer in your spine to go lower into the squat for 3, 2, and with control, inhale, gather and rise up. Okay. We're gonna step off of that band, put it into both hands, and we're gonna go into a plie. We're gonna be in first position here, heels touching, toes turned out. I like to think about those inner thighs spiraling forward to help access the glute med all the way up to the waistline. Take the arms up and overhead, shoulder blades melt down to do so. I've got some resistance on that band. Exhale as we soften both knees, hold. We're gonna pick both heels up. I like to keep them glued together. It helps me find the inner thighs and low belly. Keeping the heels glued together, let's inhale, rise all the way up. We're still on the balls of the feet, and heels melt through the floor. Let's make it really nice and fluid. So we're not gonna stop anywhere through that pattern, okay? We're starting with our feet flat, the knees soften immediately, keep weight heavy in the heels, keep heels glued together to peel up. Lengthen the legs with breath. This is an inhale to lift all the way up. Heels melt down. Exhale as we lower. Heels peel up. Inhale as we rise. Keep going. I'm going to show you from the profile. In this plie orientation, guys, we don't want to tip the torso forward. We were just doing that for our squats. But in a plie, we want to keep the sternum directly over the pubic bone and find that nice pattern and that lift with the breath. We don't want to shove from the floor to rise onto the full extension releve at the top. Let's hold this next one up. Hold it up at the top of your releve. Heels are actively glued together. Can you take a little work away from the calves by lengthening the spine and drawing the navel up and in? The calves are working, but they're not the only ones there. All right, holding that, we're going to fan the right ribs open. This is an inhale. Exhale from the base of the ribs. If it's too wobbly, put your heels down, keep working. Inhale, side bend. Exhale, bring it to center. Heels up or down, it's up to you. Inhale, fan the right ribs. Exhale, use the abdominals to bring you upright. Inhale as we arc, lengthening the spine. Exhale, back to center. All 10 toes are melting into the floor. Shoulder blades are melting down the spine. This is going to be our last one. We're arcing to the left on an inhale, exhaling through center, heels come down, and lower the arms. All right, guys, we're going to have that band in our left hand this time. So the band goes back on the floor. And this is where, guys, you would be using a dumbbell. So if you're not standing on the band, you could be using a weight in that left hand instead. and do the squat without the band. Here we go. Straight away, we're gonna get the arms raising up and out. We're gonna exhale as we reach into that squat. My feet are still shoulder width distance, just like on the other side. Since we've added the single arm, I wanted to give you a nice broad base to really balance and feel that connection to the opposite waistline. So now that the left shoulder blade is melting down, to bring the left arm up, you should feel that right waistline really kick on. If you want to take it one step further, as we lower down, check in. You've got the left shoulder blade melting down. You've got the right waistline lighting up. Hold here. Do you also feel that left inner thigh lighting up? That's your diagonal sling, guys. So that is a structure of muscles and the fibers and how they innervate through the body. Inhale as we bring it up. Exhale as we lower down. Plugging the arms into the middle back. We're going for long lean lines today. And let's hold the next one low. Find that length from tailbone through crown of head. We're gonna lower both arms. The right arm should be working sincerely as well. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, narrow the ribs around the spine. Inhale as you reach outbound. Exhale as you narrow. Keep those knees aligned, big toe, second toe, don't let them tip in. Here we go, this is gonna be our last one and we're gonna hold for 5. So both arms are up, plugging into the middle back, broadening the collarbones with breath for 3, for 2, and inhale, gather, and rise all the way up. Okay guys, we're gonna continue working on the postural line today, and I'm gonna ask us to come onto your hands and knees with your band. So we're gonna have our hands and knees on the floor in a 4-point kneeling position. I'm gonna show you straight on so you can see what I'm doing with the band, or you could do this with a dumbbell in one hand. So I have the band held to the floor with my right hand, and I have the left hand holding the band. So my right hand is flat on the floor. I'm in a 4-point kneeling position, and all I'm gonna do is keep that left arm long, and I'm gonna inhale as I lengthen to the side. Exhale, bring it back in. You can even open the palm if that feels good to you, and that might allow you to bring the hand even closer to start. Inhale as you lengthen out. Exhale as you bring it in. I'm gonna show you how to layer on, keep working. Inhale every time the hand goes out. So while we're working, guys, if you're looking for additional cardio challenge, additional core challenge, and lengthening and sculpting through the leg, you can bring that right leg long behind you so that the right leg is holding out as the left arm goes outbound. Let's go for 3 more here. This is gonna be 2. And this is gonna be our last one. Nice. All right, guys, let's go ahead and sit on our bottoms. We're gonna have that band underneath our feet, and we're gonna go into a little teaser jump set with that band. So bring the band wide across the arches of the feet, and we're going to bring our elbows, not the whole forearms, bring your elbows onto the floor. So my band just kind of whipped up, and that is okay. Just readjust it if you need to. So I have my elbows down on the floor. I have a nice long spine. I'm not gonna ask for a curl or a slouch in this position today. I'm gonna ask for you to lift and lengthen, keep your head in line with the spine. Bring your legs into a teaser position, knees and toes are at about the same height. Magnetize the outer thighs, we're in closed parallel, here we go. We're gonna inhale, use the hamstrings working with the deep abdominals to send the legs long. The band is helping us plug the femur heads, the thigh bones, into the pelvis as the legs extend. Exhale as we bring it in. I'm gonna do it extra slow today because I want you to find that resistance of that red band, really helping to sink the femur heads into the hip sockets. Hamstrings fully extend the legs as the kneecaps absorb into quadriceps. Exhale, how far can you bend the knees? Oh my gosh, before the feet move. How far did you bend your knees before the feet moved? And then exhale as we bring it in. We're going in super slow motion, guys. Inhale as we lengthen. Reaching with intention. All the way out, kneecaps absorb as the inner thighs reach long. Exhale as we soften the knees as far as we can before the band or the feet move. Inhale as you lengthen. Hamstrings and deep abdominals work together to extend the legs out. Exhale, magnetize the outer thighs. Hold with your knees bent before the red band moved. Hold there. That is a deep abdominal connection to those legs. Continue bending. Exhale as we bring it in. go for one more like that. We're gonna inhale as we extend, hamstrings and deep abdominals working together, holding out for a brief pause. Soften the knees before the red band or your feet move. It should be very shaky. Magnetize the outer thighs, lifting long off of the elbows, and soften the knees and bring it all the way in. All right, you guys, nice work. Let's continue with our challenge to the postural line. I'm gonna ask us to rise all the way back up onto our feet. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go into a blooming flower. We're gonna be standing on the band again. So I would like you to stand onto your band, this time 4 inches apart parallel. The band is in the left hand and both palms face up like this. So we do this kneeling on the machine, but I wanted to give us a nice cardio challenge standing today. So we're gonna go into one plie, knees bend, torso stays upright, and belt line stays level. Here we go. With the arms staying bent, we're gonna melt the shoulder blades down as we inhale and create the bloom of the flower overhead. And then we're gonna exhale as we bring it back down. Inhale as we lengthen up and overhead. Exhaling as we bring it back down. So the idea is to get both hands working at the same pace. So you wanna find that connection, keep working on your end in your body so that you have both shoulder blades melting down and up at the same pace. That can be tricky to do when one hand has resistance and the other does not. That's the mind-body connection to keep the arms working as one unit. So often we'll have 2 dumbbells or 2 loops. And so when we really isolate one working alone, it kind of highlights areas that might be sticky or need a little bit more of our attention. Let's go for 2 more here. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling as we bring it up. And this is gonna be our last one. Can you get a little more deep in that knee bend, keeping the torso upright? Shoulder blades melt down as we arc the arms overhead. Open that flower bloom and go ahead and come on up. We're gonna keep that band, but we're gonna go down onto our knees. So I'm getting you down and up a lot today. That's by design. I want that cardio working hard. All right, guys, we're gonna be 4 inches apart parallel. The band is coming up alongside my left leg, the outer thigh, but I'm now gonna hold on to it with my right hand. We're gonna go into draw a sword. So I'm gonna have my left hand on my hip, right hand crosses the body, and the torso is shining forward. First thing that happens, the elbow comes up and out. If this is a good challenge for you, this is your range of movement. Additional challenge, you're gonna extend the arm up and out to a full diagonal. Exhale, we're gonna draw that arm back in, the hand crosses the shoulder, and we reach across the body. Inhale, shoulder blade melts down. You can stop here with the elbow bent or go for a full extension. Exhale as we bring it in, drawing the navel up and in the whole time. I want the inner thighs spiraling forward as we work so that the glutes are active, but they're not the only thing working. If you can think about your shins being heavy, that's gonna help you access the deep abdominals as well. Let's go for 2 more here, guys. Inhaling as we reach up and out, bringing the hand through the shoulder and across the body. This is gonna be our last one. Reaching up and out, extend the arm all the way long, and with control, bring it all the way back in. Okay, let's go into a 4-point kneel again. This time we're gonna use the band to mimic a jump. So I'm gonna have you put the band around the arch of your right foot, or left foot rather, or guys, you can do this with an empty foot. So it's entirely up to you. You're not gonna need a dumbbell if that is what you have today. So we're gonna take the band under our foot, 2 hands come onto the mat, 4-point kneeling position to start with, and I'm holding the band down with my flat left palm. Lengthen the tailbone from crown of head, reach the left leg long as you inhale and extend, so it's like a 3-point kneel jump. We're leaving the jump board now in flight. And then we're gonna exhale as we bend the knee and bring it back in. Inhale as we lengthen and reach. Find the inner thigh. You might need to bring your leg a little closer to the midline of the body. Exhale as you bring it in. Inhale as you lengthen and reach. Again, just like when we were doing the teaser jumps, now we've got the hamstrings and the abdominals working to extend that left leg nice and long. Exhale as you bring it in. Additional challenge, guys, you can hover that right hand off of the mat and see if you can do that balance challenge. That's gonna fire up the core and fire up the shake. So you decide if that is a good choice for your body today. Let's go for 2 more as we inhale and lengthen. Exhale as we soften and bring that femur head in deeply to the hip socket. Inhale as we lengthen and reach. Hold here, hold and breathe. Bring your inner thigh a little bit closer to the midline of the body. Send your tailbone longer away from the crown of the head to feel the deep abdominals catching. Everyone hover the right hand at least half an inch off the mat for 5, for 4, we're breathing, 3, 2, and bring the hand and the knee all the way down. All right, guys, keeping that band, we're gonna draw the sword on the other side. So we're gonna bring the band onto the floor, and we're gonna have the band coming up alongside the right outer thigh. Left hand takes the band. So straight away, you're crossing over your body, okay? From here, gang, we're going to inhale, melt the shoulder blade down. This can be your full range of movement here, or for additional effort, you can reach all the way into a full extension, plugging that shoulder blade down the back line of the body. And we're gonna exhale as we bring it across. Inhale as we take the hand through the shoulder and extending up and out. Exhale as we bring it across. Navel is up and in the whole time. Shins are heavy and upper inner thighs are spiraling forward. That's gonna help us activate through the glute med up to the belt line. Shoulder blade melts down, elbow reaches out. Inhale as you extend. Exhale as we cross the body with control. Shoulders and pelvis are not rotating. We're really mobilizing the scapula, the shoulder blade, as we're strengthening and conditioning the shoulder in general. Navel up and in, let's go. This is our last one. Inhale as we bring it up and out. And exhale as we put that sword away. All right, guys, let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees again. The band is gonna go around the arch of the right foot. So the band goes around the arch of the right foot. 2 stretches of the band are gonna go into the right hand. So we're gonna take that 3-point kneeling jump on the other side. Palms are flat on your mat. You're 4 inches apart parallel. And from here, guys, we're gonna lengthen the tailbone from crown of head to the tailbone on an inhale. We're gonna exhale as we soften the ribs and just hover that knee off the mat ever so slightly. And on that next inhale, let's use those hamstrings with the abdominals to reach the leg long. Make sure you got that inner thigh active. It's gonna draw a little bit towards the midline of the body. Exhale as you soften the knee and invite that femur head to sink deeply into the pelvis. Keep working. You're gonna inhale as you extend, and as you're working, bringing it in or out, exhale to bring it in. Make sure that we're not leaning into that left standing hip. So we don't wanna dump our weight over as we move the right leg. We wanna keep everything really organized via the core. So find that connection and find that stability. If you don't have a band, I'll demonstrate it without. It's the same range of movement, guys. It's just a reach without the band, so you're gonna have to find that connection and that imaginary resistance in the body. I was shaking on that first one. You can imagine you're going through, I don't know, molasses, oatmeal, quicksand, something very sticky, peanut butter. It's giving you a lot of resistance. We're gonna have 2 more full range of movement. You can hover that left hand. If that's a good challenge for you, make sure the right hip doesn't drop. Mine just wanted to drop when I floated that hand up. Really keep the pelvis quiet and level. Everyone's gonna hold the right leg long next. Hold the right leg long, hold and breathe. Now we're gonna hover the left hand if you don't already have it up. Hold and breathe for 5. Think about that left femur bone sinking deeply into the hip for 2. And with control, bring it down. All right, guys, let's go ahead and go into that 4-point kneeling with the band in our right hand. So we're going to do the lateral arm sweep, okay? So we can set it up with the left hand flat on the floor on your mat. The right hand has the stretch of the band, collarbones are wide. And we're gonna inhale as we sweep the straight arm outbound to the side. Exhale as you bring it back in. Not a great big range of movement. Inhale, think about the shoulder blade wrapping down and around your rib basket. Exhale, bring it in. So it's not about how high the arm climbs, it's about finding the connection of the shoulder blade melting down around the ribs to send the arm outbound. Additional effort, you can always float the left leg long as we send the arm outbound to the other side. Let's go for 3 more here. Really think about it, guys. That shoulder blade needs to melt down and around. You can think about the back side of your underarm coming forward to send the arm out. Inhale, find broadness in the middle back, and then this is going to be our last one. Shoulder blade melts down as we bring it around and bring it back to start. Okay, gang, get that band. We're going to come onto our feet again. We're going to go into our blooming flower. So we're going to stand on the band again. This time 4 inches apart, parallel. We're going to go into that plie. I'll show you from a little bit different angle on this side. And the band is going to be in our right hand. Elbows bent a lot, palms facing up. First things first, soften the knees into a plie. Crown of the head is reaching up. Knees are bent. You might feel some shaking already. It's like I'm riding on a train right now. That's good. That means you're finding the deep abdominal connection. Shoulder blades melt down to float the arms up and overhead, and then we bring it back to start. Inhale as we float the shoulder blades down, broaden the collarbones, and send the hands up. I'm going to show you from the rear view because I want you to see both shoulder blades really moving for this exercise. So watch the shoulder blades as they melt down and around. That's what happens first, and then the arms float up. So that's the important connection to find. We've got 2 more. Shoulder blades down and around. Inhale, collarbones broaden, middle back broadens. Navel draws up and in with intention. Exhale as the elbows bend. This is our last one. Both arms moving at the same pace. Inhale as we float up. Exhale as we bring it down. And go ahead and slowly rise all the way up. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and go into some wide plies. So we've done first position, we've done parallel. Now let's go into some wide turned out plies. I'm going to ask you to take 1 dumbbell in each hand or your resistance band with your palms facing downbound. Here we go. We're going to keep the torso upright. Exhale as you lower down, and I'm stretching wide on the band as I lower into that plie. And then inhale as we rise up. This time arms go up and overhead. Exhale, stretch wide on the band. Inhale as you bring it up and arms go down, continuing to mobilize the shoulders. Exhale, right under the underarms, chest tight. Inhale, bring it up, this time up and overhead. Exhale, melt the shoulder blades down. Inhale as we bring it up. Exhale, if you're up for it, pick the heels up off the floor. Inhale, keep the heels up off the floor. Exhale, shoulder blades melt down as we go outbound on the band, draw the navel up and in. Inhale as we raise. So do it at your own pace, you're choosing if your feet are flat or if your heels are raised. Either way, all 10 toes are actively melting into the floor. Either way, find the connection underneath your heels. Keep working. So I know it sounds like it's not possible when your heels are up, but if you imagine that you have a stack of marshmallows or something giving you feedback, maybe even a peanut or a ball like we work out with, imagine that under the heel. That's going to light up the back line of the leg, help improve hip function, and lift your booty. All right, guys, here we go. Let's hold the next time you have the band up and overhead. Hold it here. I'm going to choose flat feet. I want to feel really anchored as I arc to the side and bring it back up like we did in our standing releve earlier. Now we're in a low plie, and we're going to arc to the side again, inhaling as we arc, exhale it back through center, inhale as we arc, exhale through center, bring the band down to chest height. Now we're going to do rotations, right heel raises as we rotate towards the left, exhale through center, inhale, left heel raises, exhale through center, last time this direction, right heel raises as we inhale and rotate, exhale through center, base of the ribs returns you there. Inhale as you rotate, exhale through center with intention, rise all the way up. Okay guys, we're gonna use this band for some supine leg circles. So lay down on your backs. You can use a scarf for a yoga strap, or you can just get a lot of extra challenge by doing it with 0 support. All right, so we're gonna lay all the way down onto our backs and start with your feet in first position, please. Start with your feet in first position. I have the band around the arch of the right foot and both stretches are in my right hand. Make sure you're maintaining a neutral pelvis, so lots of space between the navel and the pubic bone. First thing we're gonna do is keep those heels glued together, and I'm gonna ask you to bring the legs up into a little froggy position. So it's like a tabletop, but we're in turn out. Holding here. We're gonna inhale, keep the heels glued together as the legs reach long at a diagonal. We're only doing it 3 times. Exhale, bring it back in. What's that? You want extra challenge? My pleasure. Put your left hand behind your head and pick your head up off the mat. Here we go. Inhale as we lengthen and reach. Exhale as we bring it in. Heels are glued together with intention. Knees are aligned, big toe, second toe. Inhale as you extend. Exhale as you bend. Good news. Hold here. Find your neutral pelvis. Now we're going to elongate both legs, keeping the heels glued together towards the sky. Exhale as you lower down just to about a 45-degree angle. Inhale, bring it up 3 times only. Exhale as you lower down, heels are glued together. Inhale, bring it up. Last time. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale, bring it up. Hold. Head can go down if it's starting to feel aggressive. Here we go. 3 circles. Don't make them huge. Keep them right about the size of the mat. Bring it together. If this doesn't feel great on your low back, same thing with a bent knee. So pay attention to your body and what's working for you today. This is our last one. With intention, heels come together and bring the feet to the floor. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bring that band under both feet. We're about 4 inches apart parallel. We're in a tabletop position, and we're going to go into some arm arcs. So I'm gonna choke up on the band pretty sincerely. I'm gonna bring the hands up towards the sky, and then as I inhale, I'm gonna bring the hands outbound and rise into an abdominal curl. Exhale as you lower down. So keep working, gang. It's just like if we were on the machine and we had our hands in straps, but I'm asking for the arms to go outbound in a wide V. Check in with your body. As your head is picked up and off the mat, are you shortening the front side of the body? Try not to do that. Try not to add wrinkles to your shirt, to your tank top, to your skin. See if you can keep that nice and long as you inhale. Reach the head with length to pick it up off the floor. Exhale, set it down. You have 2 more like that. Femur head sinking heavily into your hip sockets. We're inhaling. The middle back is actively imprinting the arms down towards the floor. Exhaling to bring it back. Last one. Lengthen the head off the mat. Inhale as the arms reach with length and control. Exhale to bring the head down and bring both feet down to the floor. Okay, guys, that band is going to go under the arch of the left foot, and it's going to have both stretches in the left hand. From here, we're going to start with the big leg circles on this side. So we're going to have both feet down on the floor, heels glued together, toes turned out, and bring the legs into tabletop. We're just going to step the full extension together. And then we're going to extend the legs towards the sky. Tailbone is heavy in the floor. Here we go, 3 circles. Inhale as we open. Exhale, heels come together and we float the legs back to the top. Again, if that's not great for your low back, we're going to do a bent knee orientation, and you don't have to go so low to the ground. So you're choosing, guys. This is our last one. Sweeping wide, bring it back to center, and we're going to go into our froggy. So we're going to go inhaling as we extend, the legs go long. Exhale as we bring it in. If it's not for your low back, don't reach all the way out. You can always pick your head up with the right hand, entirely up to you if that's a good choice for your body today, a good challenge. And we're inhaling, I'm isometrically working the biceps, holding the band. And exhale here. Now we are going to extend the legs. We're going to go through the down, up, a little leg sweep. So we're going to exhale as we lower down. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. Inhale, bring it up on this side. Let's exhale as we lower down, using the abdominals to decelerate. Inhale, using that breath for lightness and length. This is our last one, guys. Exhale as we lower. Inhale, bring it up with control. Soften the knees and bring the feet to the floor. All right, my friends, we have just about made it. We're gonna go into a downhill ski and then we're gonna use that red band to stretch. You are so strong. We are so close. All right, so hands come wide onto your mat. We're going to step the feet. I'd like them today 4 inches apart parallel. So we're gonna give ourselves the alignment challenge to see if we can do this without just kind of using our knees as a touch point, okay? So here we go. We are going to exhale as we swivel the toes and knees to the left and reach the right hip back away from the right shoulder. Check your knees, are they still 4 inches apart? Mine wanted to tip in. Inhale back to the top of the plank, swivel to the other side. Watch those knees, that's the trick when we don't have the legs glued together. Inhale as we extend, reaching the hips long from the shoulders. That is what initiates the reach back. It's not the shoulders shoving back, it's the pelvis lengthening back, because you should feel, keep working, you should feel a really deep abdominal activation. I like to visualize this red band dragging my hips back, and that's what's sending me into that downhill ski position rather than my arms pushing me forward and back. All right, guys, let's hold the top of our next plank, holding and breathing. You have 8, we stretch. In 7, collarbones are nice and wide. For 6, for 5, this is 4, looking straight at the mat for 3, upper inner thighs spiral forward for 3, for 3. So you don't know if it's actually the camera glitching or if it's really me being obnoxious, do you? And 2, and bring the knees all the way down. It's Monday, we needed something a little extra. All right, guys, let's lay on our backs one more time, and we're gonna use that red band to help us find some deep connection through the back line of the body. Here we go. Lay all the way down. We're gonna loop that band, or your scarf, or your yoga strap, whatever you got handy, and we're gonna send the legs up to the sky. You do not have to have your legs straight up. Find a heavy tailbone, and just give your legs a second to settle into the domes of the pelvis. See if you can send your tailbone a little more heavily into the floor. And go ahead and soften the knees just a little. Try not to send the feet down. And straighten the legs. It should feel pretty wiggly, pretty shaky. And let's go ahead and keep the left leg where it is. We're gonna slide the right foot out and bend the right leg, put the right foot on the floor. Left hand is gonna get the band, and we're gonna go outbound. So I'm turned out in the left leg, and just hold on to that band. Take a nice deep breath here. You can get a deeper stretch through the front side of the right hip, but pay attention to your low back if you choose to extend that leg. And then you can always choose to extend your left leg out as well if that feels good for you, or you can keep it bent. And go ahead and bring the right leg back through center. Bring the right foot back up into the band. We're gonna hold here, 2 straight legs. Nice deep breath. Invite the left foot out of the band. You can keep the knee bent with the foot flat like so, or you can extend the leg. Just pay attention to your low back. We're gonna turn the right leg outbound, like so. Take a nice deep breath here. You always have the option to extend the right leg out. If that feels good to you today. You can always keep it bent in. And go ahead and return the right leg through center. You can release that band, gang. Go ahead and hug both knees towards the chest. Come below the kneecaps. And just allow the low back to take a nice release, and lots of inhale, breath, and space between the vertebrae. Exhaling any tension in the body. Inhaling gratitude for your health and your strength. And when you're ready, roll onto your side so that you can use your hands to help lift you up off the floor. And you made it. Amazing work, you guys. I will see you very soon.